Yo, what's Papino? What's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building with Ling, the commentator, one of the commentators for Concord TV. Um, Ling, you're back.
I'm back, Zeke. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm happy you're back. You're back. I'm happy.
I am too. Thank you very much. It's been a long, difficult road, but and I'm still on it, but I am so glad to be back. I'm glad to be narrating again. I'm glad to, get start getting back in the mix with you and with Prince and
Yes.
everybody else. And we need to get this word out. We need to keep pushing this word.
The culture, definitely the culture forward
Yeah.
because it's all about the culture moving forward. You know what I'm saying? You've done a lot of great commentary. I mean, you've definitely reached over 12 million people across
Wow.
the world. And a short amount of time. I remember at one point yours was doing like 1 million views a week. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So one of the topics is because nobody, a lot of people don't understand that where it started from. Now, like I said, me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the first um, ideas I threw in the air to Crown was about the kid from Brooklyn, World,
Uh-huh.
and you actually was the voice for that first commentary.
Right.
So I definitely thank you, salute you. It was great commentary. It was great on the world situation. Crown Course TV is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Definitely
Thank
it's in the building. Um,
Yes, absolutely.
um,
That really took off, when Crown Crown Courts he asked me if I could read something, and it was over the 4th of July weekend coincidentally. So now we're
crazy.
at the 2-year anniversary of working together, and it's just remarkable how many ears we have touched and how many videos we have done and how many stories we've covered and how many stories we have yet to cover. But I remember he called me and asked me if I could read something for him and record it. And I was like, sure. And he's like, oh, wait. He's like, it's the holiday. He's like, never mind. He's like, never mind. I was like, no, I can do it. I was like, you don't want to do it? He's like, no, I don't want to do it. I was like, all right. I was like, don't worry, I'll do
Yeah.
it. And so I read it and recorded it for him, and I sent it back, and he loved it, and he published it on YouTube, and
Took
it
off.
took off.
It took off.
It took off instantaneously. And so I couldn't even keep up with all the stories and whatnot because we just became so busy immediately. I don't think any of us were ready for it.
Just me sitting back. Cause remember, Crown was doing it first by himself. And I remember one day he was talking. He was like, "Yo, I think I want to ask me Ning the voice thing,
Mhm.
the commentator thing. It's a dope idea. Like, let's give me, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Yes.
And when y'all put that together, man, it was epic. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all was actually speaking on court cases, trial cases, grand juries,
Right.
minutes, no speculation, no temptation, no none of
Right.
that. It was just we're dealing with the case. That's it.
Everything
And,
in black and white.
and just the way that you was narrating the stories was just so deep. It was so intense. It was something different. Like, I could have did this tomorrow morning. I'm like, nah, we gotta get my ling on it. And we got me ling because we want me ling to come back. We need y'all know y'all missed that voice. Ling. You killed the BMF. You killed that. You killed a bunch of stuff. What was the best commentating videos you've done? Like in your heart that you felt.
I think the one that really I connected with the most, um, I believe has to be the Nipsey Hussle case.
Mm,
Maybe because it's current events. Um, it's on the West Coast. Um, I just was more familiar with it than all the other cases. The one on the East Coast that I connected with more was the Tekashi 69 case, again because it was current events. It was something that that happened, now. It happened in our time. I mean, granted, all of the other stories have happened, in our time, but it was just recent. It was fresh in the news, and it just really, I really dove into those two cases, you know, just in a
Ow.
different way, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, and Team Smoke, Team Smoke.
This
Smoke.
is the fucking mecca right here. Zeke, you be doing your thing. I'm so happy for you. Every time I turn around, I see Zeke Black on something. That's fire.
We still working. We still here.
I see.
The
Shout
fight
out to
is
you,
still
man.
here. Team Smoke, Beat beat the Wolves. We still here. You know what I'm
We
saying?
Dragon
still here.
Slayer.
Shout out to you, Ant.
Shout out to you,
Uh,
Ed. You know what I'm saying? We here. Um,
You know, if it wasn't for Ant, and Zeke, I wouldn't be here. I met Ant and Zeke, on
on
YouTube
somebody
as
else's time.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I met you. Yeah, I met you guys on YouTube as well,
Yes,
and I met Prince on YouTube, and
yes.
we just all really connected over this, over
man,
the internet, and it's just really a dope thing.
it's been
We've
almost 4 years, guys.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's 2 years this
I
weekend
remember when
with Crown Courts, because he asked me 2 years ago on it was 4th of July weekend.
Shout out to Crown.
Yes. I really miss being here. I miss everybody. I'm so glad that, number one, I made it through to be able to be here again, because I almost didn't make it back. I was in a really bad place with COVID, and it almost took me out. I was in the hospital for 30 days in ICU. They had me on an external ventilator. It was bad. But thankfully I'm on this side of the dirt, and I'm here with y'all, and we're getting things going again. I'm super excited
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
we will. Hey, I'm gonna have a roast session for me. So, I'm gonna set that up where everybody can come talk their shit. Just know at the end I get to talk my shit back.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
Right?
All right,
yeah,
bet.
yeah, yeah.
Set that up.
Yeah, I am. I
Now,
just living life, trying to do better
oh,
myself. So
me and my laptops for YouTube the same
now
and
you can go live on your phone again. Well, Zeke, you got like 10,000 subs,
I got 5,000. I'm just working. I'm just trying to make it happen for the team.
but you just got 1,000 on Clubhouse.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I'm working. I'm just networking. I'm, my
Congratulations.
my life for my trials. You know what I'm saying?
What's good,
Now,
Double R? Shout out to Southern Bell.
now, hey,
Salute to
definitely.
yeah, hey Southern Belle.
Now, hey,
I just wanted to show the proper respect to Zeke and May. Zeke, I don't know why I don't get your notifications because I was just getting them, but it's like I get them every other one. I didn't get this one. I just seen it on my It was a
Nah,
caption on my
it
feed.
would be in because I be falling back. So YouTube, they started taking shots. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you went for back for 2 weeks. So
Hey, but I just seen an episode of a platform we built, and it had me and your name in the title as the guest.
Nice.
fat.
Yeah,
But we gotta take
but
this.
yeah,
So some of the mailing work. Um, tell me what you think. Tekashi 69 testifies about becoming Trey with. And I want you to go to so
okay.
we was here, we was around for that.
Boy, tell me about it. I think it's partly my fault.
We go main link.
Yeah.
Counsel, you may inquire. Thank you, Your
That's that classic right
Good
there.
afternoon, Mr. Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing?
Fucking 6, huh?
Mr.
Hey,
Hernandez,
y'all,
are you
love is love. I just want to show the proper respect to y'all.
do you
Y'all
go
be
by
good.
any other names?
All right.
I'll
Sounds
talk to
good.
you soon,
Yes.
May. I'll hit you up soon, Z.
What are those
Okay.
names?
Bye, Aunt.
Uh,
Tekashi 69. Yeah. Mr. Hernandez, where were you born? Bushwick, Brooklyn. How far did you go in school? About the 10th, 11th grade or so, like that. Mr. Hernandez, are you currently in federal custody? Yes, sir. Approximately when did you start living in federal
This is Maylene work right here. This is her voice right here. This is Maylene voice right here.
custody?
Yeah, it is.
About November 18th, 2018. What were you arrested for? Racketeering charges, violent crimes, shootings, drug distribution. At some point, did you decide to cooperate with the government? Yes. When did that happen? A day after, November 19th, the day after it was taken down. In connection with your cooperation, have you pleaded guilty to certain crimes? Yes. What crime did you plead guilty to? I believe it was 9 counts of racketeering, shootings, and drug distribution. You listed racketeering as one of the crimes to which you pleaded guilty. Were you a member of any gang? Yes, sir. What was the name of the gang that you're a member of? Nine Trey Bloods. Nine Trey Bloods. Approximately when did you become a member? Around, I would say, November of 2017. What sorts of things did Nine Trey members do? I'm sorry? What sorts of things did Nine Trey members do? We participated in a lot of, violent crimes, robberies, assaults, drugs, stuff of that nature. Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize anyone in the courtroom who was a member of Nine Trey when you were a member? Yes. Who do you recognize? If you can identify that person, could you identify where they're sitting and an article of clothing that person may be wearing? Harv Anthony Allison has on a gray suit and new brown suit and a white on his head. Your Honor, may the record reflect that the witness has identified Mr. Mack and Mr. Allison? Yes, the record reflects that Mr. Hernandez in sequence identified Mr. Allison and then Mr. Mack. Thank you, Your Honor. Now, Mr. Hernandez, we'll turn back to Nine Trey in a minute. But before, I'd like to ask some questions about your life before Nine Trey. Where did you grow up?
Now, the person that's the voice you hear in this video, that's the person that I'm interviewing right now. Maylene Pretty Flower 2618.
Yes, I'm here, Zeke. Yes. Hello
It's
to
her work.
everybody in the
It's her
chat.
work. I'm gonna take
Yeah,
the Crown Courts TV.
thank you.
Let's get
Yeah,
back. Huh?
welcome to everybody in the chat. Just continue to listen in, and then we're going to continue to talk about, how I was able to do, both voices or all voices in the courtroom. So
Yes.
go ahead, Zeke.
Raised and lived in Bushwick, Brooklyn. Where did you go to school? For elementary, I went to PS 59. Middle school, I went to Juan Morrow Campus. And high school, Legacy High School. Did you work? Yes. What did you do? I started working I want to say at the age of 13. My first job was at the community youth court, a job that handled misdemeanor cases with youth where youth acts like a judge, jury type of thing. I did that for about 2 months. Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to cut you off. I think that you're speaking so close to the mic that you're blurring some of your words. Maybe move back from the mic and keep your voice up and speak slowly. So I did that for about a year. I didn't make a lot of money doing that. So I started working with my brother bussing tables. I did that for about a year and a half. And then I got a job at a grocery store, Stay Fresh Grill, where I worked as a delivery boy. I did that about 2 years. I worked up to register. Shortly after that, I landed another busboy job. And then after that, became a rapper. So you said that you started a music career. Is that right? Yes. Approximately when did that happen? I'd say around 2014. And how did that come about? Well, at the store I was working in, Stay Fresh Grill, there was a guy by the name of Peter Rogers who was always coming in there buying things like tilapia, peanuts, stuff like that. He asked me if I make music, if I rap. I was like, no. He was like, well, you got the in for it. You look cool. I was like, I took it into consideration and we started making music with the guy. And again, this is around 2014. Yes, sir. Like 2014, like September. So when you started making music around September 2014, what type of music were you making? It was more of like a rock and roll rap. Approximately how many records or songs did you release? 8, I believe. I believe around 8. Did you go on any tours? Yeah. Where did you tour? Eastern Europe. I toured Prague, Slovakia, Prague, Czech Republic, St. Petersburg, Russia, and Moscow. Were you making any money at this time as a metal rap performer? I mean, for all the shows I made about 2,000 profit, I did it just for experience. Mr. Hernandez, did there come a time when the type of music you recorded changed? Yes. Approximately when did that happen? It changed in September of 2017. Directing your attention to September 2017, did there come a time when you filmed a music video in Brooklyn? Yes, sir. Where in Brooklyn? Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, on Madison between Tompkins Avenue and Throop. Do you remember the address? I want to say it's 370 Madison. 370? 370. Ms. Harney, can we please pull up for the witness what's been marked for identification as Government Exhibit 202? Mr. Hernandez, do you see Government Exhibit 202? Yes. What is that? 370 Madison. Is that a photograph of 370 Madison? Yes, sir. Does it fairly and accurately depict the way 370 Madison looked? Yes, sir. Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibit 202. Any objection? No objection. No objection. Received. May we publish it, Your Honor? Yes. You filmed the music video in front of 370 Madison? Yes, sir. What was the name of that song? Gummo. 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 Ms. Harney, can you take down 202? Mr. Hernandez, how did the filming of Gummo come about? Around August of 2017, I made the song Gummo. At this time, I had signed a management deal with Chris E., who was my press manager. When I met Chris E., I signed a 20% management deal where I would give him 20% of my earnings. He had a best friend named Seiko Billy. Being that Seiko Billy was Chris E.'s best friend, I would be around him a lot. So I made the song Gummo, and I put a line in there saying that in them hood with them Billy, and I'm recording in my hood, in the hood with them Billy. Hoover. If the court reporter doesn't hear what you said, you need to repeat it so she can write it down. I'm recording a song that says in the hood with Hoover and Billy. Hoover and Billy. Now, so then I put that line in the song when I was ready to film the video. I approached Seiko Billy and I asked him if we could get, Billy was 9 Trey. So I asked him if we could get the 9 Trey members to be part of the video because I wanted the aesthetic to be, full with 9 Trey blood members because I'm in the song. Mr. Hernandez, let me pause you right there. Ms. Harney, would you please pull up what's been marked identification for the witness, Government Exhibit 22? That's Seiko Billy. That's a photograph of Seiko Billy? Yes. Does that really inaccurately depict what he looks like? Yes. Your Honor, the government offers Government's Exhibits 22 and 22A, which is the nameplate Seiko Billy. Any objection? No. No objection. No objection. Received. Your Honor, may we publish Government Exhibit 22? Yes. Mr. Hernandez, who is Seiko Billy? Seiko Billy is a 9 member. He was the first one I ever knew. He's the one I met first. I met him in the studio in Williamsburg. So then again, we would meet a lot because he would be my best friend's manager. So I made the song. I asked him for permission if we could shoot video. And a week later, he said that, the video was going to happen. And I think we came out for that Saturday. For whatever reason, I don't know, it got postponed. I don't know if we shot it the week after or the very next day. And that's how the video came about. So I got it approved from him and he set it up. And again, this took place approximately September of 2017. Yes, sir, around September, August. Now, Mr. Hernandez, did there come a time when you actually went to film Gummo? Yes, so the day I went to film Gummo, I was with my best friend, Andrew Green. We got a text from Seiko. Chris, I forgot who, I believe it was Seiko because he sent me the address of 370 Madison. That's a place of residence where he lived at. So me and Andrew Green walked there. Oh, before we walked there, I told Seiko that I would like them to all be in red. Why red? Because red is what a member would wear. So I want the video to be full of red. So for the video shoot, I went to go buy over 3,000 red bandanas and I showed them to 370 Madison. Right after that, when I got there, Seiko greeted me and introduced me to Shadi. Shadi was at the top of the stairs. When I met him, I went straight to him and he said, "What's up, homie? We're here for you. Whatever you need, we here."
So hold on. So when did 6ix9ine live on Madison? Because he claimed that his first time on Madison was the rap video.
Right.
He met Shotty. So when was 6ix9ine laying on the floor with Shotty in them?
I believe, shortly after that, they became really close, and they 6ix9ine started staying over there.
Okay. Now, so the paperwork that you read,
Hmm.
when he made Gumbo, was he non-Trey?
When he made Gummo, no, he was not 9 Trey. After he made Gummo, he became 9 Trey. They they allowed him to be 9 Trey.
Oh,
Hmm.
gotcha. That video, Gumbo, it did go viral. We gotta admit that. It went viral.
Yes.
Um, so now, I noticed that he didn't mention Snow Billy name. When did
Right.
Snow come into play?
Snow comes into play later on.
Oh, okay.
I believe that's when he tried to kidnap him or something like that, when they were walking down the street and he was going to the T-Mobile or something like that, and to the
Oh,
bank. Yeah. And then after, like, shortly after that is when Snow got shot in the head. And
yeah. Well,
hmm, yeah.
oh, okay. Listen, I was asking, what did Snow have to do with the case?
um as far as bringing 6ix9ine on scene,
It sounds like he didn't bring him on the scene in that
no.
testimony.
Correct, he did not.
It sounded like Chris introduced him to Seiko, and the
Right.
couple was Seiko.
Hmm.
So that's what it said. It didn't say nothing about Snow Billy. It said nothing
No.
about no Matrix. Nothing about none of these things. It said
Correct.
Chris was cool with Seiko.
Seiko. Uh-huh.
Um.
Seiko and
So,
Billy Otto.
so now I'm going. This might be deep.
Hmm.
So the only involvement in this case, you would say 6ix9ine, that Snow had was he got shot
That Snow got shot. What about him getting shot?
because it doesn't sound like he was 69's manager ever.
No, he was not. No, he was not his manager. And I know Snow put out the story that he was his manager, that he's the one that brought him on scene, that he's the one that introduced him to everybody, and all of this stuff. But he he didn't. From what the testimony, what the whatever testimony has come out, um, it seems as if Snow um inserted himself. Sorry about that. I was getting a phone call. It seems as if Snow inserted himself and made it, took credit for bringing Tekashi on.
And you know why I'm asking these questions for, because you did a lot of the paperwork, and ain't no slang or this ain't no slander. It's just that um, cloud chasing is a dangerous drug. You know that. My favorite Puerto Rican in the building. You know what I'm saying? Joel Ortiz, Julio Ortiz.
Hmm.
Shout out to Ed Medina. You know what I'm saying? He's called Mike Williams in the building. 5'9". I'm gonna tell you what's crazy is that I just heard something that raised a red flag in my
Hmm.
head. The media guy became 6ix9ine's manager and referred him to Seco Billy.
That what was that?
Like
Who
the
did?
manager,
Oh.
the media guy who turned Chris, who turned it to 6ix9ine manager, referred him to Seco Billy.
Oh.
And that's how Gumbo became, and he met Shotty. Now,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You was very clear. You was very well versed. Um, I want to ask you a question. Do you think Harvner went too far with him? Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Do
Sorry, my
you think
kids are.
Harvner went too far with 6ix9ine?
Do I think Harv went too far with 6ix9ine?
Yeah.
I let me say
In your
this.
heart. Being from the, you know what I'm saying? In your
Right.
heart.
Well, in my heart. Okay, so what I know is what's on paper and the stories that were floating around, the
Right.
stories that were floating around that are not in black and white from the court. um you have to take with a grain of salt. You don't know who's telling the truth and who's not. Now, what I do know is what is in black and white, what's been testified in court. um and again, I wasn't there, but from what I read was that Harv wasn't getting paid, or
Oh,
he didn't believe he was getting paid. And so that is why he went and kidnapped
hold
Tekashi.
on.
Hmm.
Hold on. Man, you know that was your voice. Hold on. Fine. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Give me a second. Y'all, welcome to Crown TV. I am the Crown Prince. Shout out to the Royal Fam, man. We done leveled up. We putting the petty things away. Hashtag Royal Fam in the comments if you hear me. I'm a big YouTuber. I literally covered 4 cases for a living. I covered 4 cases.
Classic. Classic.
What up, y'all? Welcome to Crown TV. I am the Crown Prince. Shout out to the Royal Fam, man. We done leveled up. We putting the petty things away. Hashtag Royal Fam in the comments if you hear me. If you want to donate to the channel and help us grow, you can do that through the super chat or the cash app. Let's get it. Yeah, what up, y'all? Welcome to Crown TV. I'm the continue to build these sets up. I told you we building. Get to what the transaction. There is. Oh, that's when you read the paperwork. Got you. He spoke about her. Hold on 1 second. That's when he spoke about her.
Thank you for all the compliments. I appreciate you guys.
You lean back, you heard? She's back.
I'm back.
Who's depicted in that video?
She's back. Shout out to Crown Court TV and Prince, you heard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Hernandez, did you ever see Mr. Ellison make any of those lines? Yes. There are 2 discs in front of you. One is marked 800K.
Hold on. This one says Trey testifies. Tekashi 69 testifies about the structure and leadership of Treyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got deep.
We will begin with 800K. Miss Harney, if he could just pull up the opening frame of 800K. 800K and 802N. Beginning with 800K, Mr. Hernandez, looking at the screen, have you seen this video before? Yes. On the disc on 800K, did you review this before you testified today? Yes. How do you know that? Because my initials are on it. What's depicted generally in 800K? Hearts on the far right. Generally, what is 800K? I'm sorry? What is 800K? Is it a video or a picture? It's a video. Your Honor, the government offers government exhibit 800K. Received. May we publish, Your Honor? You may. One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, there's a little technical issue. We're going to pull up the original. Ms. Harney, could you please play 800K again?
This is actually trial transcripts. This is the case.
Yes.
Mr. Hernandez was depicted in that video. Parts on the far right. Chris Gator, the manager I previously testified about that I signed a management deal with, was in the middle, and I was on the left side with the red shirt on. Towards the end of the video, did you see Mr. Ellison hold up a sign? Yeah. What sign was that? It was a 9 Trey sign. Ms. Harney, the next exhibit, if we can just show the witness the opening frame of 802N. Mr. Hernandez, prior to testifying, did you review the contents of 802N? Yes. What is 802N? It's a video of Harv. Your Honor, the government offers government exhibit 802N. Any objection? No objection. No objection. Received. May we publish? Yes. Mr. Hernandez, right there, the frame is paused at around 7 seconds. Who is depicted in that video? Harv. What is he doing with his hands? That's a 9-tray sign. Thank you, Ms. Harney. We can take that down. Ms. Harney, if we could show the witness what have been marked for identification as government exhibits 802A, 802B, 802D, and 802H. If we can show them just quickly for him, just to preview, and then we'll go from there. Mr. Hernandez, did you have a second look at those photos? Yes. Generally speaking, who's depicted in those photos? The one I'm looking at right now on your left side, you have Billy Otto. On your right side, you have Harv. Looking at all the videos, the individuals that you have testified about today, are they depicted in those photographs? Yes, and more. Your Honor, the government offers government exhibits 802A, 80.
You notice because of legal case, them feds, they dirty. We got Ling. They really got him breaking that shit down. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. They have him breaking everything down. They have him letting them know, what a 050 is, all of that stuff.
It's crazy.
He's doing hand signs on the witness stand, showing them the 9-tray handshake and all of that stuff. He really gets detailed, um, as to where I wouldn't think that, after his testimony, why would anybody want to be a 9-tray member anymore, since the feds and the police are very well aware and knowledgeable of, who they are and what they do and what their signals are. He put a big, you know thing on their back,
That's
you
a
know
fact.
a target on their back.
Yeah, it's a fact.
802B, 802D, and 802H. Any objection? No objection. No objection. Received. Turn to 802A, Ms. Harney. If we can zoom in, Ms. Harney, on the middle of the picture down. Mr. Hernandez, if you can go through and identify some of the individuals who are in this photograph, even on the left side of the photograph, and then working to the right. I don't know the guy in the LA hat. The yellow sweater is Fleazy Bambino, and the white tank top, you have Harv. Two people over from Harv to the right, you have Shoddy. Right under Shoddy and Harv, you have Seiko Billy. What is Seiko Billy wearing? A black, I want to say off-white sweatshirt. It's a brand called Off-White, but it's all black with the white thing on the arm. Who is in front of Seiko Billy? On the bottom left of the picture under Seiko is Nuke, and on his right side is Mal Murda. Is who? Mal Murda. What is Mal Murda wearing? Mal Murda is wearing a red shirt with red Cincinnati Reds baseball cap. Who is Mal Murda? Mal Murda is the godfather for the Nine Bloods. Miss Harney, can we turn to Government Exhibit 802B? Can we publish that, please? Yes.
Crown Court
Mr.
is,
Hernandez, directing your attention
we're
to the middle
about
of the picture.
to
Who is the individual wearing the red hat and white tank
get
top?
things going again here pretty
Harv.
soon.
What is Harv doing?
Stay tuned for Crown Court's channel. We're about to get things going again here pretty soon, so you guys stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Yes.
Stay
Yes.
tuned. Make sure you guys are subscribed still. Make sure you guys have your notifications turned on, because we're about to
Take off.
blow things out the water once again. And yeah, we're about to do another takeover.
Yep.
Is covering his face with a 9-tray sign. Miss Harney, can we please pull up Government Exhibit 802D? Your Honor, may we publish? Yes. Mr. Hernandez, what's depicted in 802D? It's a picture of Harv with a red flag around his neck. I want to assume he is making the 9-tray sign, but it's cut off, the top of it. Objection to the assumption? Mr. Lawyer, why don't you follow up with the basis for the assumption? Mr. Hernandez, why are you assuming that he's making a 9-tray sign? Because I previously testified that the 9-tray sign is like this, and you see the bottom of the photo, it's making a 9, but you can't see the The photo is cut off, so you can't see the top of his hand. I'll overrule the objection. Go ahead. Ms. Harney, if we can pull up 802H. Who is depicted in 802H? On the left, you have Billy Otto, and on the right, you have Harv. Ms. Harney, show the witness what is marked as Government Exhibit 501P. Mr. Hernandez, do you recognize 501P? Yes. What's depicted in 501P? It's a picture of me and Nuke. Your Honor, the government offers Government Exhibit 501P. Any objection? No objection. Received. May we publish? Yes. Mr. Hernandez, what's depicted in Government Exhibit 501P? I'm on the right side with the bright blue jacket throwing up the 9 tray, and Nuke is with the red sweater, red hat throwing up the 9 tray to the left. Thank you, Ms. Harney. We can take on 501P. Turning back to 9 tray, Mr. Hernandez, did 9 tray have a leadership structure? Yes. Generally speaking, how was 9 tray organized? From my understanding, being a part of 9 tray, I knew there was a street lineup and a prison lineup. Beginning with the prison lineup, did you have an understanding of how the prison lineup was structured? I didn't really understand who was on top of who, but I knew there was a lineup and they were the ones who sanctioned most. Objection, he said he wasn't sure. I said my understanding. I think he said his understanding. Overruled. My understanding with the prison lineup was that there were the higher-ups there who you had to report to get anything sanctioned on the street. Sanction meaning that if it was a go or a no-go. Taking a step back, with the prison lineup and the street lineup, which one of those two lineups had authority over the other? Prison lineup was more powerful than the street lineup. And who did you understand were the leaders of the prison lineup? I spoke to 2 guys, I believe Frank White, Magoo. That was Frank White and Magoo? Yeah, and Shotty used to visit some other guy. What authority, if any, did you understand that those individuals had over others in 9 tray? They could say who is blood, meaning who was a member of blood or not, who had ranking and who didn't, and stuff like that. Ranking with the 9 tray? Yeah. Now, turning to the street lineup, did you have an understanding as to whether or not the street lineup had a leadership structure? Yeah. Were there ranks? Yeah. Going from the top down, could you explain to the jury what the ranks were in the street lineup? I'm sorry, say that one more time. Can you explain to the jury, not asking for individuals, but just what the ranks were from the top down on the street lineup? Yeah, there was a Godfather who overruled, was at top. Then you had your high O20 that was under the Godfather, and you got your low O20. Godfather, and then high O20 and low O20? Yeah. What was under the low O20? Your generals, your 5 stars, and then you have just the ranking, your 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star. And the stars refer to the generals? Yeah. A 5-star general, 4-star general, and so on? Yeah. Mr. Hernandez, at the time that you joined 9 Trey in November of 2017, what was your understanding of who occupied those leadership positions in the street lineup? When I became a 9 Trey member, I learned that Mal Murder was Godfather for the murder line lineup. It's a lineup of, certain members. There's different lineups, is what I'm trying to say. From my understanding, Mal Murder was the top, which was the Godfather of the lineup I fell under. Right under Mal Murder, you had Shotty, who was the high 20. You had Harv, who was low 20, and you have your 5 stars like Seiko Billy. Yeah, stuff like that. Were there any other 5 stars at the time you joined? Billy Otto. Did you know any 4 stars? No, I think Guns was a 3-star, but I don't want to, say he was a 3-star and he was a 4. Mr. Longyear, I'm looking for a stopping point. Let me know when you're at one. 1 or 2 more questions, and that will be enough for the day, Your Honor. Mr. Hernandez, how did one achieve a higher rank within the gang? Say the question one more time. How did one go from a lower rank to a higher rank in the gang? Seniority, I would say, like the work you put in for the gang. Work meaning, the crimes and stuff like that. If you put in more work, you could achieve a higher rank. Yeah, also, I think the main thing was, Shotty's main thing was taking care of the people behind the wall, gave you that rank. You know what I'm saying? He always said, if you take care of them, they will take care of us. You just used the phrase behind wall. What does that mean? Behind the prison wall. Take care of people in the prison lineup? Yeah. One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, I think now would be a natural break point. Very good. I'll ask the marshals kindly to remove the witness. Thank you. The crimes and stuff like that.
You know, I can say this.
Right?
I can
Yeah. Also, I think the
I can say this about the difference between CEO Chris, his involvement, and Takashi's involvement.
Yes.
What Tekashi did was lay out everything that happened as far as them running around and shooting at people, and
Yeah.
um all the runaround stuff,
All the runarounds. Yeah.
right. And then with CEO Chris, he was the one that let them know about all the deep drug dealings and all the money making, and um all the involvement with stuff like that, all the
Gotcha.
business side of things. So they both had key roles, in my opinion.
Yes.
They both had key roles, to play. Do I think that
Yeah.
CEO Chris could have taken Trey way down with his testimony alone? Um, Partially. I don't think he would have taken everybody down, being that it it was necessary for Takashi to get on the stand in order to put away Nuke and Harv. He was the one that was assaulted and kidnapped, and
Right.
so yeah, they both played, for the feds. They played important roles, and I agree, you guys. He's singing like a canary. He's singing. um I really enjoyed having taken on this role of narrating, all of these court cases. um I kind of grew into it from the very first paperwork that I read. I I made a change, from the way I narrated to the second, and all the rest of the paperwork that I read. And there were things about how I was reading to where I was like, well, do you think it would be better if, I was the one asking questions and my son was the one that was answering, and it's like, we're reading back and forth a conversation to each other.
Yeah.
And I was just trying to, see what was going to work better, but it appeared to be faster when I did it all on my own.
Yeah.
I never tried it out with my son, but I it just worked better for me to read it on my own, and faster for me to do. My mom taught me how to read in this manner, to where each character has its own, tone. Um, so that's how I was able to, you know, read. I learned from her,
Yeah.
from the way she taught me. So it I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. I never expected to do anything like this in my entire life, but I really, really enjoy it.
Now, question. There's a
Yes.
name that popped up that everybody wants you to speak about. A couple of people that's in the chat right now. The Gato, the Andrew Garcia. Do you
Hmm.
remember read any of the paperwork that pertains to his name, Gato?
I remember reading some stuff with Gato in it, but I don't remember any specifics that jump out to me.
Mm, got you. Got Shoot. Now, Gato, he's from around my way from East Harlem. Um,
Mm,
I guess he got sort of caught up. He got caught up in a situation with CEO Chris. Nah, that's
mm.
this could be a now. And I guess you know he got stabbed up in prison. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow.
Yes, over some street beef. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. That's terrible. He got stabbed up in prison?
Yeah. A street beef he had that caught up to him in jail. You know what I'm saying? He had street issues. He had beef with some brothers.
Hmm.
He had beef with a brother in jail, and then they caught up with him, and he got stabbed up allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
Um, got on some hood. He's from East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, 116th, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, from what I hear, he grew up around a bunch of OGs that I know, like Wu Tang and Blake. Blake was known as Cash, TFT, the TFT crew, you know what I'm saying? Old school cats, you know what I'm saying? W Shop
Oh,
Wu Tang, you know
uh-huh.
what I'm saying? These
Right.
cats. And I guess um, he was running with them dudes. He was in a mix and some guy named Tito from 117 and all that mix and whatever the case may be. Um, it's a deep story. And I must say you did a great job narrating.
Thank you.
And what we're gonna do is because you know you took off for so much time, we don't want people to forget your great work.
Oh,
So
thank you.
we're bringing you back to the fold because I know you and Princess cooking some shit up, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And we're gonna bring you back into the fold where people are be able to talk to Mei Ling, Q&A questions, and
Thank you.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate that very, very much. And, every time another video dropped, and people were commenting, I read each of those comments, whether I responded back to them or not. I really
Yeah, bring you
appreciate
back.
every
Yes,
single one of them.
yes,
Yeah.
for the coach.
And Jay, the other person that was narrating when I needed help to, catch up with all of these videos was Septina. And may she rest in peace. She's no longer with us, but she did amazing work as well. Um,
Yes.
the other thing, yeah, no, I really appreciate you, Zeke, like very, very much. You've
Yeah, I had to do it for the
always
coach. We do
spoke
this for the
highly.
coach.
Yeah, you've always spoke highly of the work that we've done. You've always worked heavy with us, and
Yes.
suggesting paperwork, or keeping stories alive, or sending other people, and just the closeness that you have with Prince, working, it's
Working
just
with
it's amazing. I really appreciate it.
yeah, and still, I would say what's dope, man, is that me and him built a relationship, and like I said earlier in my live, man, me and him built a relationship that was so deep that I got to see this. I got to see, yo, Zeke, I just got the paperwork and we working on this thing right here. And how excited he was. And I'm gonna do this with Mei Ling. And it was
Right.
like, go, bro, it's gonna work, man. And y'all tried, y'all was doing things. Y'all did the BMF, y'all did
Mm,
the El Chapo, whatever the nigga name is, El
right.
Chapo,
El
y'all
Chapo.
did
Yep.
this, y'all did that. And it was just like, yo, this shit all started from AR Rab.
Hmm. Well, what happened initially, I think, I, long before he asked me to narrate, long before I ever picked up the microphone, um, when I believe it was the Tekashi case, where he was just pulling the paperwork
Yeah.
and reading it. and we weren't understanding something, or he wasn't understanding some things, so he would, send it over to me for me to look at
Yeah,
so that we could dissect. And
dissect it.
we were just going
Remember
back and
you did.
forth with each other. The idea hadn't even been born yet, but we were just really very interested. We took high interest in all of these court cases, and we were just reading out of sheer interest.
Remember, man, he used to tell me, "Oh, see, I got some word," and
Hmm.
and just to see how far it went, it's like y'all had the time and the culture that the culture needed you guys because y'all was just doing straight paperwork, no speculation, no dedication, no
Right.
deep motivation. It was strictly to the paperwork, man. And,
Correct.
and people need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? And y'all
Absolutely.
clarified a lot of names because of the paperwork. Now, what somebody
Right.
said about somebody, this is their case. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes, absolutely. um I believe, and thank you again for the compliments. I truly appreciate you guys. But I believe the term rat or snitch, or any variation of that word, has been used too loosely, where people aren't really understanding what that means,
Yeah.
or they just are being horrible to another person and
Yes.
just saying that and putting that
Yep.
jacket on them
Yeah.
without any paperwork, and that is
Yes.
not the right thing to do.
We gotta shout some fans out. We gotta shout some people out. Julio, he's my man Fabio. You know what I'm saying? Stars in the building. He sends his love to you. He goes, safe to
Thank you.
say, she Mei Ling has set the bar in courtroom narration. Back up.
Thank you.
Yeah, YouTube and the frenzy. You know what I'm saying? Jay
Thank you.
Stream, he was around. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Yeah, he says, "What's up, man?" You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And
Wow,
it's
thank you
just the
guys.
people, the people. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I remember when me and Quinn were on the phone, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yo, see, I got the paperwork. I'm about to do this and do that, and and he took off.
Right.
He took off, and I was just happy, man. And he was just like, see, I gotta find a female to do this. And I'm like, yo, he said, yo, I want to do Mei Ling. I said, yeah, yo, that's a good idea.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
this is what the culture does. It's not about me saying it's a great idea. He was doing it regardless. He just was
Right.
like, yo, see, son, that's dope because it's something different. You know what I'm saying? A female
Right.
reading the paperwork. But the way y'all did it was, that's the question. The way you read the paperwork. You just don't read it. You read it like you're a prosecutor and you're the person. Who came up with that idea?
Well, like I said, at first it was just about reading the paperwork,
Yeah.
but then when it came to the different character, um, I had to dive into how, like I said, my mom read to me, and I started reading it that way. And I was like, maybe I can make it better. Maybe I can have somebody else read with me. And you know what I'm saying? I can give them the paperwork, and I'll be reading the paperwork, and I'll ask the questions, and they'll respond. Or, you know what I'm saying? I just had all these ideas, but in the end, I just stayed doing it all myself. And I just became every single character, whether it was the judge, whether it was the attorney, whether it was the prosecutor, whether it was the witness, whether it was
Yeah.
the defendant's attorney, objecting, or
Yeah.
just it just I really enjoyed it. It made me feel like I had what is that? It's kind of a health issue where you have different personalities, all split personalities.
Yeah, yeah.
It
You have
made
to
me
become
feel
like,
like I had
yeah,
multiple personalities
she did
reading
a
it
great job.
sometimes.
And that's why what I'm doing is I'm revisiting some of the content, and tomorrow, tomorrow night, I'll probably do the same thing. Revisit some of the content you've done, and I think it's good that you pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going
Anytime
to the
you
content.
want me on here,
Huh?
I'll pull up.
Yes,
Anytime.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because we have to get we have to get that. We have to get the motivation back because people miss y'all for so long,
Oh.
and now that you know what I'm saying, you're able to create this back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I miss you guys too. And again, Zeke, I thank you for, just talking back and forth with Prince, in the beginning and saying that, I'd be, a good, at least, to try me out, to see
I
how
don't know.
it would
He told me
flow.
that thing. I was like, yeah, that's a dope idea. And yo, it worked. I remember the first one y'all did. Like the first month y'all was at close to 1 million views. And
uh
then the next one, it just went crazy.
Right.
And then the next one, it went crazy.
Right.
And then you go back for like 2 months, it came back, and y'all tore the streets up. You know what
Correct. Yeah,
I'm
like
saying?
they said in the chat that we reached a lot of celebrities too.
Yes. And one thing I like to do is I don't like to put myself in the hard work that you've done. I just like to say that at least I was a part of the program.
Yes, absolutely, Zeke. You 100% are part of the program.
I was a part of the program, and a lot of times, man, I built a friendship with Prince. It wasn't about money. It was
Right.
about we was friends. We
Yes.
are friends. We built a friendship. I call him Prince was Bobby. Yo, I love. We
Yep.
built a friendship. And the funny
Yeah.
part about Prince is I never met him physically.
Right.
Our
Neither have
friendship
I.
was based off us kicking it on the phone every day. Never met
Right.
him physically. Never
No,
asked
I've
me for
never
a
met him
dollar.
physically
Never
either.
asked me for a dollar. He helped me build, you know what I'm saying, do this on my channel.
Hmm.
And one thing I'm gonna say is I met Prince because somebody online was trying to come at him crazy. And we wound up with a relationship with that situation.
Right. Yes.
I'm gonna mention
It
that
was all
clown
behind the
name.
Sarah Molina
Yeah, yeah,
incidents and
yeah,
issues.
such and such. That clown, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in the
Bum ass
beginning,
nigga.
Prince and I didn't have
He put a
we
whole
were kind
conspiracy
of
theory
like,
together in his brain, and
yeah.
he was able to build the friendship.
Hmm.
Again, he had a beef with that man over somebody else first.
Right, right,
There was
right,
no Zeke told him to beef with him.
right,
So
exactly.
again, y'all know what I'm saying? Just to deal with the facts.
Hmm.
Y'all listening to addictive behavior again. But we're not gonna feed into that.
Oh
I'm just
no,
saying, that what I met Prince
that's where it
naturally.
started.
Not over
That's where it
lies,
started.
not over speculation. Yo, son,
No.
and then we began to have conversations, and then Prince was like, that's when he was just doing he was cool with some people, and we just still building. And then we had another guy who just kept talking crazy about him, who kept
Hmm.
making videos about him, who kept sending people in his inbox about him. And we're fighting, going
Right,
at them. So I don't
right.
understand. We going at dudes. Man, we going at
Yeah,
making
you guys are
videos and
all at each
posts, all
other's
type of
heads.
craziness. You got the fake ass Muslim niggas. Yo, y'all niggas, with Prince. For a man to sit online and sit and say, yo, such tried to get 20 channels to come at me. Yo,
Right.
y'all go for anything, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah, this shit was wild. There were plenty of shots taken, and that
Shots for
shit
no
was
reason at all.
all
Just get your
funny.
money. Just get your money. Wake up in the morning, you get your money. But what
Right,
happened was,
absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Um, a corny clown homeless nigga made a video trying to say that somebody was whatever. Well, I'm shot.
Mm-hmm.
is being a fan. What he did was, okay, you call me a fan, I'm gonna get some paper. I'm gonna get the paperwork on Shotty. I'm gonna prove that he's not snitching.
Right.
And nobody was ever able to prove that he was snitching.
Correct.
So when you put together some type of commentary saying somebody's snitching, who's gonna take you serious when you act like you're in the loop? You're on the
Right.
homies. You're with
Mm-hmm.
the real rights.
And that he's
Yeah.
actually working with the courts.
But you
He,
couldn't prove that Shotty was a rat. So what
but
he did was
that
he got the
guy made
paperwork
it
and
seem
he
like
proved that
he made it
Shotty was a rat. And then it
right,
went back and on from there. He went
right,
to
but
AR Rab, he went to everything else, and y'all took off. And that's how
right,
the game goes.
yeah, yeah. We just thankfully, we put
That's
that
on the
behind
past. That
us.
ain't about that
Yeah,
in the
thankfully
past.
we put all
That's
of that
that's way in the
behind us,
past. We're just
and
giving you how
we
it started
built
from the
off of
beginning.
what we did. All the paperwork
Had nothing to do with
that
him.
we
Had
did,
nothing to do with him.
and then net stars, to answer your question, I don't know any of the future court cases yet that we're going to be covering when Crown TV comes back, but I can tell you I'm going to give it my all. And again, I'm thankful to be alive. I went through a hell of a time trying to get back to this point. I was on oxygen, supplementing my oxygen. I was carrying around tubes on my face for 5.5 months. I spent 30 days in the ICU fighting for my life on an external ventilator, just because I could not breathe. I was in acute respiratory arrest, which
Wow.
means my lungs were shut down. They were really shut down, and the doctors didn't believe that I was going to make it, and they were prepping my parents to start getting my services arranged because they didn't think I was going to make it. So again, I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad that I'm back. I'm glad that I'm alive. I'm glad that I have the relationship with you and the relationship with Crown that I do. Crown has one of the biggest hearts that I know.
Yes.
Um, we we really clicked and connected um, in the beginning, and we just really grew, long before any paperwork became involved, long before any money making became involved, long before, any business ever happened. We became friends first. We didn't know that this was going to be the outcome of, what we're doing. We just took what he was good at and what I'm good at, and we put it together and we put it out there, and we hit a home run with it. And we're about to do it again. So again, you guys, make sure you guys are subscribed, make sure your notifications are turned on, and we're going to be coming back to you guys shortly, sooner than you guys think.
Yeah.
Both of the platforms, Speed the Wolves and Crown Court TV, have done so well since their common starting point. Who is the dust? Who is in the dust at this point? Shout out to all of you. Facts.
Yes. Boom.
That's a fact.
Now, if me is available tomorrow, um, we'll do another thing on one of our other cases he did. But some from Brooklyn. That guy from Brooklyn. What's her name?
Who?
World. Because we
Oh yeah. Yep. I did
She was
World
talking
also.
about actually, you know what? She said something about Nipsey Hussle. She got the grand jury minutes that she's done, and it's leading to the case of Holder. We'll touch on that. How about we touch
Yeah.
on that? That's current
Okay.
events.
Yeah, we could absolutely do. Anyone that you want to do.
So,
I'm totally up for it.
so tomorrow we could do the Holder around this time. Midnight Madness is on and popping. You know what I'm saying? You hear me?
Sounds good. And did you guys hear that Eric Holder, the one that shot Nipsey Hussle, got stabbed up in
Yeah,
prison.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah,
Definitely a
the
lifestyle.
story has not ended.
Has not ended. So, Mayday, what you want to say to the people before we go today?
Guys, thank you guys for having me back. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
keeping me in your prayers. Thank you for welcoming me back. And all of the compliments that you guys give. I'm going to continue to try to work and do my best to give you guys, quality audio. And you guys, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to DM me, or don't hesitate to make a comment, in the videos,
Yeah,
or
comment the
come over to my
videos. Yes.
channel. Come over to my channel and
Yes.
make sure you subscribe, because I have my own videos up. It's just, a lot of family stuff or personal stuff,
Yes.
but I'm definitely there. You guys can make a comment there and I'll respond. But
Definitely.
thank you,
Definitely
Zeke,
shout out
for
to Trey for
having
pulling
me.
up.
Yeah, shout out to Zeke Black, Feed the Wolves. Shout out to Crown TV.
TV. Yes, we got more coming. We got more
And
coming.
shout
Yeah.
out to Dragon's Lair Entertainment.
Yes, yes. Dragon Layers Entertainment. We're back tomorrow night.
Um,
Midnight Madness. Ling, Zeke Black, Feed the Wolves. We're gonna
Amen.
commentate on some more things. You heard?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Good night.
Definitely get a salute.
Hmm.
Shout out to East Harlem, Spanish Harlem, PT 131 crew, Hill Hope crew, East Harlem. Shout out to everything in Arizona, Tucson, popping. We here. What's popping? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Niani. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Net Stars. Thank you, J Stream.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Boom.
God bless you
Late
guys.
night supply. Ling is back. You heard? Yes, we surprised you all the late night. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Peace.
Peace.